My husband had to leave the house, leaving me with my 6 children that I'm HIV positive, that I will die and leave the children. My family, everybody had to send me away. I had to squat in the church without the pastor knowing my status, because had it been the pastor knows my status, he could have sent me away.
When I discovered that I'm positive, I was aged 10 years old. As for them, my family were like putting me aside among the family. If we are eating now, I will not eat with the other family again. They will give me my own plate, my own spoon, and the rubber that I used to bath is always different with these other ones. And where I like the bathroom now, I will not bath where other people are bathing.
HIV-related stigma and discrimination is a significant problem globally and poses complex barriers to prevention, testing, treatment, care and support for people living with or at risk of getting HIV.
If we stigmatize people and we discriminate, it puts them away from our hospitals. It prevents them from coming to our facility to know their status. It prevents them from coming to our facilities to take these medications that are very helpful. It is people who don't take this drug in the community that are giving the virus to others.
Stigma and discrimination manifests itself in many settings. Some people living with HIV and other key affected populations are shunned by family, peers, and the wider community, while others face poor treatment in educational and work environments.
Lawyers Lab has handled cases where students were denied admission just because of their status. Lawyers Lab has handled cases where students were expelled from the hostel just because they were discovered to be positive. Again, the issue of testing. Persons could come for a job and you say, go and carry out tests on this person in terms of general health checks. And then you secretly talk in that issue of HIV without their consent. All these things are discriminatory and is an assault on this person's human rights, because it undignifies them. It makes them lose some sense of self-worth and value. And everybody should be treated with dignity.
Our healthcare providers are very funny. Based on the approach, I could remember vividly, without even discussing, going for the first time to register for antenatal, the person giving a head talk, standing there, saying, you better do your test though. If you get HIV, you're on your own. So if I'm in that shoe, I won't even dare go for it, because I believe that once I tested positive, this hospital might push me one side.
Some years ago, we did a survey on seeing the level of stigma and discrimination in religious places. The result from that survey was that there is high level of stigma and discrimination from the faith congregation. So we noticed that religious leaders at the beginning were part of the fuel of stigma and discrimination because of the preaching from the pulpit.
People living with HIV who have been stigmatized or discriminated against can call NACA on 6222 for legal guidance and support.
I'm appealing to all of us. We need to be less judgmental, because you do not know the source from which an individual contracted HIV. While we are close to getting to epidemic control, we will continue to have people who will be living with the virus amongst us. They might not be able to transmit the virus because of the efficacy of the drugs that they are using, but we need to stop judging them. They are not guilty of anything that we ourselves are not guilty of. They were living their life normally. They were ignorant of, a lot of them were innocently transfused. So I'd like to appeal to people. We need to have that broad understanding that if we do not stop the stigma, we might not be able to get to the last mile and close the tap finally of HIV spreading in Nigeria.
Stigma and discrimination towards people living with HIV simply forces the epidemic underground, creating the ideal conditions for HIV to spread. Let us support NACA and stamp out HIV stigma from Nigeria.